The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
How many episodes of guys you had on who fall into the camp who had their YouTube channel deleted and were talking about like wellness, like doctors talking about COVID stuff?
There was a bunch of doctors that had their YouTube accounts deleted.
Really?
Yeah, it was a weird time. You know, it's a weird time. The world of medicine is interesting because you've got so many positives, right? Like people are healthier, they live longer today than they ever have been before. If you get certain diseases, they have cures for it that didn't exist before. But there's financial incentives involved in prescribing medications that maybe people don't fucking need because they can make more money if more people take these drugs. And that's the problem. Like we got to separate the baby from the bathwater and know what to throw out, right? And it's you can't throw out medicine. Like that's crazy. It's amazing. Like what these pharmaceutical drug companies in coordination with all of these brilliant scientists have created is the greatest medicine system the human race has ever known, at least probably.
As long as
maybe the Mayans knew some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They're doing some magic back then.
Yeah, maybe some like civilizations that collapsed because the Europeans gave them all fucking smallpox, ironically. Who knows what the Egyptians knew? You know, who knows what those people knew about health and about medicine? But what we know today is that there's incredible stuff that comes out of the pharmaceutical drug companies. But also, they fucking lie to you. They'll publish fake studies, or not fake studies, but they'll publish studies that they've engineered to be successful, even though they're not going to be. They'll hide data that shows that it causes side effects. They want to make money, and it's not the people that are making the medicine. That's what's crazy. Like the people that are making the medicine are fucking geniuses. It's the money people. It's always the money people in everything. And that's the same thing with YouTube, and that's the same thing with everything. It's the money people. And there's when you have a giant corporation, you have like all kinds of stuff going on. But the number one thing that's going on is everybody has to make more money every quarter. And that's where it gets nutty.
Yeah, it does. And we also live in a culture that wants that like fast food experience, right?
Oh,
the
yeah,
shortcut.
man.
And so we're so susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Right? For everything, for weight loss, to any issue you have.
We're experiencing it a little bit in the comedy community because, and this is, by the way, this is like a normal thing that happens to young comedians. They want to be further than they are. Maybe they think they deserve more than they're getting. They think they deserve more shows, better spots on shows, and it does happen. And then there's also, you know, like there's a competitive drive involved in it. So there's a little bit of delusion, a little bit of a competitive drive. It's very similar, I would imagine, to fighters. First of all, we should just tell everybody, Success Code, you're a mind coach.
Yes, sir.
You worked famously with Sean Brady.
Yes.
Who I love.
Yeah,
He's
came on
awesome.
here and talked about it a little bit.
He's a fucking animal.
Yeah, I
That
love
guy's,
that guy.
whoo, he's fun. He's fun. And he's got like extra muscles on his back. I don't know what the fuck that guy does, but he looks like a
It's those
turtle.
tattoos coming to life.
We were all talking about it the other day. We're like, he looks like a turtle. Like he's got like a shell on his back. It's
crazy.
just jacked muscle. Like I know what that is. Like when I see a guy like that, I'm like, that guy will squeeze your fucking face into Jello. Like just,
He's scary.
He's so strong. And what he did to Leon Edwards was like, holy shit, man. That's a world champion. And to do it that decisively on a world champion, like he's completely turned a corner. He was always awesome, but he, post the Bilal fight, completely turned a corner. And a lot of that success he attributes to you.
Yeah. It's interesting. He talked about this openly, but after the Bilal fight, that's when we started working together. And it was because, I think this happens to a lot of fighters, a lot of high achievers, is he built this identity of being unbeatable, right? So all his belief that was wired around who he was I am unbeatable. And so when he lost, everything shattered. And so he was broken. He didn't know how to pick up the pieces after that. It was like, how is this possible? I believe I'm unbeatable, but then I lost. And so we literally had to go into his nervous system. And it's almost like clearing out, almost like we're doing surgery at an energetic level of clearing out all the bullshit around these new beliefs that are starting to form, like in the confusion of like, I am beatable. When am I going to lose my next fight? And we had to clear all of that and bring him back into that state of being of I'm unbeatable again.
And how did you learn how to do all this? Like, what's your background?
Yeah. So I was a college football player. And my freshman year in college, I rode the bench, and I was looking for solutions. I was a typical meathead. The most important things for me was getting jacked and playing football. Like, I was literally at a supplement shop looking for pro hormones. This is me at 18 years old, just fucking hypertensive, big neck.
Right. And by the way, they used to sell some shit. People don't
steroids.
know. Basically steroids at local supplement shop. There was this stuff that I took once, the strongest shit I ever took in my life. I think it was called Mag 10. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that? Do you remember that
Mag 10, but
it was bananas.
Yeah.
It was full on steroids. And after I got off it, my dick was like, what are we doing?
Yes.
We don't have any more testosterone left.
That was me at 18.
I took it for like 8 weeks. It was crazy. I think I gained like 15 pounds. And I couldn't believe you could just buy it from a store. I'm like, this can't be that good if you're just buying it. And someone told me about it. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, you have to try this. There it is. Is that it?
I don't know. That's the 2004
Anabolic
edition.
dominance.
Damn.
I don't know if that's the stuff, but you definitely can't get that anymore, can
No.
you?
They just keep banning them.
What's in there? But here's the other thing about what's in there. Says who?
Yeah, right.
Says who? Who's checking it? We had a problem with my company with On It. When we first started, we would send stuff out to third-party labs to get it analyzed, right? And we were finding all sorts of things in it that aren't supposed to be in there, like different vitamins, creatine, all kinds of shit that's just not supposed to be in there. Like, why is this stuff in there? This doesn't make any sense. And this is what you hear about with tainted supplements with fighters all the time. So what happens is we found out that some of these companies that mix your products for you. Say if you have like some B3, K2 supplement, you put them all together. They're mixing them in the same bin where they're making steroids. They're mixing them in the same bin where they're making creatine. Like, they don't give a fuck. If
Not clear on the residue, just like
if
leave
you're
it in there.
shipping that shit overseas, they don't give a fuck. Okay, they probably don't even want to be working there. They're probably like held at against their will.
Yeah.
Like, who knows where this factory is. And so we had to upgrade our factories. We had to figure out where the most ethical sources are and make sure. And then we had a third party test again and make sure we're on the level. But that's a real problem. So if you're buying something like that, they can tell you whatever's in there. They'll fucking throw Viagra and D-ball and who knows what's in there. Because it says what it is on the label. That's the wild thing about supplements, right? There's no FDA
It's
process.
just whack-a-mole, right? They figure out, they're like, someone reports it, and then they get rid of it, and then whack-a-mole, the next one pops up. They're like, it's pretty much the same thing, but different branding.
Yeah, in some ways it's good, right? Because you can get all these vitamins without having to get a prescription. Because we all know the efficacy of vitamins. It's legit. But in other ways, it's like, I read something about Amazon, and this is crazy if it's true, is that I think it was like 30% of the supplements on Amazon were forgeries.
Yeah, I think I've seen people putting fake labels and stuff and making it look just like it.
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
Find out what the number is. And by the way, I don't know how they even determine that number, but it's not zero. And so I stopped buying supplements from Amazon. I buy fucking everything from Amazon, and I stopped buying supplements from them. I would get like pure encapsulation stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I'm getting it from the company, so I just buy it from the company now.
So where do you buy it to know it's like pure? It's that good?
Well, that company, Pure Encapsulations, is really good. I have no affiliations with them, but I use their stuff all the time.
I think a lot of people have that question, though. Like, for me, it's like, you just see 100 brands on Amazon, you're like, well, which one's actually legit? Because you know some of them are trash.
But you just got to find a company that has like a great history of a bunch of people that have tested their stuff and that use their stuff. And Pure seems to be one of those companies. I mean, I'm just using that name because I use it. But there's a ton of like super legit supplement companies where if you're going to get 10,000 milligrams of D3, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, they're just above board. They know what the fuck they're doing. Like everything else, man. Like, you can get the shittiest car in the world, or you can get a fucking Mercedes. They know what they're doing.
But people who listen to podcasts like this, we're just kind of like listening to influencers in a way. It's like, oh, Huberman, well, I trust you. So you have supplements that you represent. All right.
Well, Huberman is honest. And that's the most important thing.
That's what we do now, right? We're looking to these, it could be doctors, but these people who we put our trust in. And it's like, that's kind of like the bar that we're setting for, like, all right, I'm going to trust you.
Honesty like that is everything, right? And including for yourself, like when everything falls apart, like what happened with Sean after the loss to Bilal. Like that, the thing in your head, like what it is what it is, man. Max Holloway says, it is what it is. He always says that. It's a beautiful way to look at life, really. It sounds simple, But it is what it is. Like, you're not going to change it by freaking out about it. You're not you're not going to. This is what it is. That guy was better than you. So what are you going to do? How are you going to improve? What did you do mentally that was different? Was there decisions that you made during the fight? Was there something going on? And if you can't be honest with yourself, you're not going to improve. But if you can be honest with yourself, it can make you stronger.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of guys that have gone through losses and came back way more dangerous. And there's other guys that go through losses and maybe they didn't go through a process like yours, or maybe they had some self-belief issues already, and and they were kind of manifesting themselves before the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe they were or before the fight rather. Maybe they were starting to get imposter syndrome. Like some fighters get imposter syndrome. They start winning and they're like, there's no way I can be the champion.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
And there's a governor, right? Like a governor card that comes up where it's like, all right, I can be successful up to this level, but anything beyond this is not safe.
It's scary. Yeah. It's scary.
But it's like that real animalistic, primal part of yourself that comes out and goes, I couldn't even constantly tell you why, but like I can't go there. Like I can't get to that level of success. If I do, I'm going to tear it all down. And we see people do that in everything.
Well, it's a weird fear for people that are trying to be successful because they're listening to this and like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you it's because the pressure of maintaining it, especially I think if you came from nothing, because if you came from nothing, that you realize how lucky you are and you realize that, oh my God, look how successful I am. I'm a world champion now, or I'm in whatever you do in life.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, what if I fuck this up?
Yeah. What if I can't keep it up?
What if I can't keep it up? What if it all goes away?
Yeah.
And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And you start freaking out. And then if you go on social media, you start reading comments about yourself. So for fighters, that's a real problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fighters I see arguing with people. Fuck you, pussy. I'll smack you. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You are wasting so much energy. I'd rather you do heroin than do Twitter if you're a fighter. Like, get off there.
But what we want to do is we want to get to them in a place where they're matter of fact about what they read, which sounds like almost impossible for a lot of people who are listening right now. Like, what do you mean? This person's talking shit about me. But Brady is matter of fact about this now. Like, truthfully, he's wired in a way that where if someone starts to talk some shit about him, he can laugh about it. He can just matter of factly not be emotional about it.
But it's also because he's on a hot win streak right now and he looks awesome. And he's super confident.
Helps. Well,
and he's got a lot of momentum on his side.
It's a compounding of the belief from the physical experience and then the belief that we've wired into him.
Right.
So it's both of those together, right? It's like the perfect confluence of those two factors come together.
Right. And then the confidence that comes from these wins, especially the last one. I mean, God, he looks so good. He looks so dominant. And to do that with a guy like Leon, who, we saw those Usman fights, we saw him knock out Usman. He's really good, man. And for Sean to do that was like, wow, that's a big turn of the corner. Not just a little turn, just a giant turn of the corner.
But stylistically, that was kind of a fight made for Sean, though, don't you think?
Well, it could be until you take into consideration the second Kamaru-Usman fight, because Usman couldn't take him down. That fight was primarily a stand-up fight, because Leon's takedown defense had gotten so good. And I think there was that bump in confidence after the knockout, and he really felt like the champion now. So for Bilal to just step in and put a stop to all that, and then, to see then him lose the title to Jack Della, and then see what Sean just did, and you look at the whole thing, you're like, what a crazy Shark Tank of all these killers. Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, Della Maddalena. Now you got Islam Makhachev in there, and it's like, who can keep it together the most is a giant factor.
Yeah.
It's a giant factor.
I know you don't really follow football, but like this is like the SEC in football, right? It's the division that has Alabama, LSU, Texas. It's like they're all killers. So any given night, anyone could be anyone. And it's just like, who's going to show up and execute the best? And that's what it comes down to.
And then you got Michael Venom Page, who's like the biggest puzzle in the entire sport. Like, he's also a 170.
Yeah.
That guy, good luck. Good luck training for that guy. Like, just good luck. Good luck. Super tall welterweight who moves like nobody, who is a world point fighting champion. Like, that is a totally different thing, that point fighting thing. Have you ever watched that shit?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Michael Venom Page was at one point in time the best karate point fighters. And the way karate point fighters fight, they stop after one person gets hit. It's kind of like an elite form of tag with lethal weapons. Like, these guys are fucking good at these launches forward and blitzes, and they're really good at getting out of the way because guys are blitzing at them all the time. So because of the style of the competition, they developed this very unique skill set of being able to close the distance extremely fast with a lot of distance in between them and land very unpredictable shots. Like, he's super creative. And he also knows how to wrestle now, and he also knows jiu-jitsu now. So, like, now he's a mixed martial arts fighter, but he's got this one skill set that's crazy unique. And I always said that's the thing that's missing in MMA, because we see what happens when you get, like, a really elite boxer. We've seen what happens with a really elite kickboxer, a really elite jiu-jitsu guy or wrestler. We haven't seen a really elite point fighter who learns all those other skills, because it's a different thing. It's not like Pereira fights. He's not moving around a lot, dude. He's coming right at you.
Yep.
There's not a lot of dancing, and it's not a lot of, there's not a lot of
finesse. He's just
Sandhagen moves. Sandhagen is like constantly giving you different looks and overloading your mind. Pereira's stalking you, right?
Yeah.
It's very... What MVP is doing is something totally different. Like, you can't even touch him. He's hitting guys that have like a lot of experience in the UFC. He's hitting them with shots they don't see coming. They can't hit him. Kevin Holland was like, where the fuck is he? I can't even find him. This is nuts. The guy just launches himself out. You pops, you cracks you, and then he's gone, and you're like, okay. He's moving way faster than anybody you've ever fought before and covers way more distance quicker than anybody you've ever fought before. It's like the difference between someone who is like standing in front of people and knocking sticks, and an elite fencer. You ever see those elite fencers? They dive forward. They dive forward and crack you. This guy can do that with like knockout shots.
That's wild.
Because this is him when he was an elite karate fighter. So this is point fighting. This is what it looks like. It's really weird because the judges make decisions after each contact. But
So against Raymond Daniels here.
This is Raymond Daniels, who's also he was an elite point fighter who then went on and had big success in Glory and also big success in Bellator. Because of that style, it's like a nutty style. He pulled off one of the greatest, Raymond Daniels pulled off one of the greatest KOs I've ever seen in my life in kickboxing. It was a jumping side kick that in midair he turned into a spinning back kick to the face. I've done it to a bag before.
Yeah.
I've never done it to a human being. And for him to do it to a human being in Glory, now see if you find the kickboxing one. It's from Glory. This is the nutty one where he did like a 360-degree punch. Watch how crazy this is. You play that, because that's what that was, what you just had. Watch this punch. So he hits him with this spinning back kick to the body. He lets him get up. Now watch this. What is that? That is bananas. He
like something
ballet
from, like,
punched that dude.
That's like anime. It's like Dragon Ball Z stuff right there.
If that was in like Mortal Kombat, you'd
Yeah.
be like, get out of here, bitch.
Yeah.
That shit would never work. But I want you to find his kickboxing KO. I wish I could remember the gentleman he was fighting, but the guy he fought is legit too. And he hit him with a jump side kick, spinning back kick to the face in the air. So it's like, that is a different thing. Mm-hmm. Ankalaev's not going to do that. Pereira's not going to do that. Like, those point fighter guys are different. It's a different thing. You're dealing with this whole new skill set. This episode is brought to you by the Montana Knife Company. I'm very excited to do this ad because my good friend Josh Smith owns the Montana Knife Company. It was founded by Josh, who is one of the most experienced master bladesmiths in the world. He makes amazing knives. I fucking love them. I have a bunch of them. There are barely over 100 master bladesmiths in the world, and this guy's been one since he was 19. He makes the sharpest knives you will ever use right here in the U.S. of A. Designed, tested, and built by hunters, Montana Knife Company is a hunting knife company first and foremost, but they also make some of the best chef knives on the planet. I use them all the time in my kitchen. And the best part is all of Montana Knife Company's knives are backed by a multi-generational guarantee promise. If you ever need your blade sharpened, just send it back and they'll sharpen them for free. These knives sell out within minutes of being released, so head over to montanaknifecompany.com to see what's available now. My favorites, the insanely sharp Speed Goat 2.0. I carry that with me every time I go to the mountains. Montana Knife Company, working knives for working people. They're leaping in and cracking you with shit. You're like, what the fuck is this?
So I know boxing a lot better than I know UFC. I'm just getting more into UFC recently. Where's this guy in his career right now?
He's really high level. In the UFC, he's got to be top 10 in the welterweight division. But he shuts people down, man. He shuts people down in a wild way that you just don't see much. The only person who figured him out was Ian Gary. Ian Gary out-grappled him. He just got a hold of him and grappled him. But watch this jump side kick. This is so bananas, dude. Watch this. Boom. Isn't that nuts? Jump side kick to the body and in mid-air turns into a spinning back kick to the face. I mean, not everybody can do that. But when a guy can do that, if you don't know that he can do that, you can get fucked up. Like this, Raymond Daniels can do some wild shit, man. And again, he's pulling it off against elite kickboxers.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, he had a couple of losses where they figured him out. Like Joe Baltellini, he's the first guy like really brutalized his legs. He just had a high guard, move forward, and Valtellini's like very classic, like hard-nosed kickboxer, a lot of low kicks, strong punches. He just kept breaking down his legs to the point where he just couldn't walk, and then he head kicked him. It's pretty powerful. So that style can be figured out. You know, MVP lost in he fought Douglas Lima in Bellator and got stopped in that fight because just Douglas was a beast at the time and KO'd him. But it's just like that is a different puzzle, man.
Yeah.
It's a different puzzle.
It's crazy.
I just love the fact that there's guys like that now in this sport where you're looking at this sport that's like 30 plus years old now. And there's still guys that are complete innovators that are coming in when the whole thing's changing. You're like, whoa, okay. All right, now we're doing that. Now we're doing front kicks to the face, you know?
Just an evolution.
Now we're doing calf kicks all of a sudden. Like, Bisping went his entire career without getting calf kicked. I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah.
When you think about
That's
that.
crazy.
That's crazy. He's a world champion. Went through his entire career. No one calf kicked him. That's how weird this sport is. But I think what separates the guys is not just technique. It's not just being a specialist in one very particular area, which is obviously a huge factor, but also the mind. And a lot of guys don't want to get help in that because they think that if they consult a sports psychologist, they're a pussy.
Yeah, 100%. Being vulnerable makes me weak.
Yeah.
Right? That's a core belief for a lot
Right.
of guys. And so when you believe that to be true, you're not going to create weakness within yourself, so you're not going to seek it out.
Exactly.
And there's also a big stigma around like guys in this profession, like anything, right?
Yeah.
There's like a range to comedians, right? There's a range